Hello, all my little beautiful unicorns. Welcome to today's reading. I'm Vanessa in case this is the first time that you're on my channel. So you guys, today's reading is all about things that you need to hear. So I have 4 groups prepared for you, and I would like you to pick one of the 4 groups intuitively. You can also go with 2 or 3 groups, however many that you feel resonate with you, because sometimes your perfect mixture, your perfect reading can only be achieved by watching 2 groups, maybe even 3. But if you feel very strongly drawn to one group, then you know that that is the right group for you. So regarding the 4 groups, we have the Opal, the Copper, the Kunzite, as well as the Ruby. So if you need a minute just to meditate on the 4 groups in order to make the right choice for you, then feel free to pause the video right here in order to do so. And for any of you guys who have been commenting on my voice, that my voice is different. So what's up with my voice, right? So my voice changes depending on how bad my allergies are. So if my allergies are really bad, then my voice is usually like a bit raspier, a bit less like calm, if you know what I mean. So that is just to answer the question in case any of you guys are confused as to why my voice is different. My allergies haven't been so bad recently, so I'm able to talk very calmly and softly and relaxed without, struggling to breathe. But yeah, you guys, as usual, I am not going to ask you to subscribe right now. I definitely want you to tune into a reading that you feel drawn to. I definitely only want you to subscribe if you like my readings, if you find them helpful, insightful, uplifting, encouraging, all of those things. So if those are one of the emotions that you can name after watching one of my videos, make sure to subscribe. And for all of you OGs, for all of you who have been here through it all, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. That would help my channel immensely, and that would ensure that many people get to benefit from this reading just as you have. So yeah, you guys, let's get straight into the readings with group number 1, which corresponds to the Opal. Okay, welcome group number 1. You chose the Opal. So to start off, I want to tell you a little bit about why you may have chosen the Opal. So the Opal is here for anybody who sort of needs a push, for anybody who has that project that is due, who has something that they need to get done, and the Opal is here to, sort of push you to do that, to give you that drive. Also, if you are like me and you just like your all black wardrobe set, the Opal is here to push you a little bit out of your comfort zone, to give you that pop of color that you so desperately need in a very dull day-to-day situation. But yeah, let's get further into your reading to figure out what you need to hear. So we have the Lizard Spirit, the Dove Spirit, the Coyote Spirit, as well as the Rhino spirits. Okay, so in your reading, we have the lizard, the coyote, as well as the rhino. So the vibe that I get is sort of very earthy and grounded. These are 3 animals that, live mostly on the ground. Well, definitely the coyote and the rhino, they ain't going nowhere, but the lizard can climb a little bit. You know what I mean? They are ground animals. So you may be of an earth sign, you may be a Taurus, a Virgo, a Capricorn. Either way, you're channeling very earthy energy, which is, grounded and dependable. But one problem with the earth signs is that they can tend to be a little bit materialistic. So that is just something that I wanted to point out to you. However, what I see that you need to hear is the fact that, the life path that you're on right now, you can dream bigger. You can dream something bigger into being. And it's important for you to know that you have to be courageous enough to create your dream life. And you have to be the one who sort of brings your dreams into reality. But if you don't believe that it's possible, obviously that's going to be really difficult. But the Lizard Spirit is here to tell you that your dreams can fabricate into reality. Whatever you're capable of dreaming can turn into reality. And you did choose the Opal, which kind of gives me this feeling that you maybe just needed to see this reading to get this push, to get this encouragement in order to start making your dreams real, because dreams can always be sort of daunting. They can cause anxiety just thinking about tackling them. but you know, there's a reason why you chose this reading, and I see that you have to learn to just overcome any obstacles. You know, the Rhino spirit is here to show you that strength is something that will be required, is something that you cannot get around, and you have to be a very strong person in order to make your dreams real. But you're able to overcome any obstacle. You're capable of that strength. All you need to do is sort of channel the strength from the Rhino spirit in order to push forward and not let anything get in your way or stop you from accomplishing your goals and achieving your dreams. And in the Coyote spirit, I see that what you really need to hear, what you really need to know right now is the fact that there may be like a detour. So the route to your dream, to your goal, is not necessarily just from point A to point B. It could be, you know, from point A to point B to point C to point D. But either way, if you have tried a certain route to your dream and it hasn't worked out, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to bury your dream. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're never going to accomplish this thing that you've always felt you needed to accomplish. It could mean that, you know, you just need to take a detour. You just need to take a different route, a different way, and be creative in your approach. So don't let any sort of setbacks or obstacles discourage you. Don't let them stand in your way, and just push right through them with the Rhino spirit, or then, you know, become very creative with the Coyote spirit and find a way around, find a detour. So in the Dove spirit, I can see that what you need is very peaceful energy. What you need is energy of inner peace. So I want you to focus on being peaceful with yourself, on not sort of pressuring yourself, if you know what I mean. Don't pressure yourself to get to a certain point in life at a certain time. It is all about the journey. It's not about the destination. And oftentimes when you're striving for success, when you actually reach it, you realize that the best part was the journey, like the step-for-step accomplishing more and more. So I want you to be peaceful on the inside, and I want you to know that the journey is what really counts, and what in the end is one of the most enjoyable factors. So moving on deeper into your reading, we have within the next few months as well as letting go. So there's going to be some sort of letting go of energy entities in your life, as I see that, you know, in the next few months, things are going to change, you know, as they always do, but there's going to be a lot of sort of letting the past stay in the past. And in the summer solstice, we have radiance as well as the island. So what I see for you, something that you need to know that your guides want to tell you, that they want you to sort of embrace, is the fact that you need to radiate, okay? You need to radiate positive energy, you need to radiate all that is you, and you need to radiate the strength. So I see that in the next months, you definitely need to focus on being a little bit by yourself, on solitude. As you know, in solitude you will learn to let go. You will realize what it is that you have to leave behind in order to move forward in the most energetic, amazing way, and you are going to be able to just radiate that graciousness. You're going to be able to radiate just sort of this wokeness. You're going to be able to radiate this sort of awakening that you've had, and letting go is definitely going to come with an amazing glow. You know, just like when that freshly in love glow, this is the freshly letting go glow that you're going to be radiating. So I definitely see that in the next few months a lot is going to change, maybe more than usual, and just being peaceful with yourself is something that is going to be immensely helpful to the situation, as well as just retracting, taking time to think about things, and, you know, not being too hard on yourself. And always remember that when one door closes, another one opens, or a window opens, you know, a completely different path. So be very open to detours, divine detours. The universe always has the path that is best for you in stock, because why there isn't just a path from A to B for all of us. So for instance, if you want to become a teacher, the path isn't for everyone just A to B. I mean, there's a traditional path that a lot of people take, but there are a lot of different ways to get to your end goal, or to get to where you want to go, and you need to be open to them, and you need to remember that maybe your route all along was different, just because you had to learn different things. You had to learn different things than other people, just because you had to experience things that other people maybe didn't need to experience, just because the universe is trying to prepare you for something greater. So we all have our individual sort of routes in life. We all have our individual paths, and they have been prepared for us in order for each and every one of us to individually be taken care of and to individually learn more about ourselves, life, and just this world. So group number 1, that is the reading that I received for you. I hope you enjoyed it and found it insightful, and I will see you in my next reading. Okay, group number 2, welcome to your reading. So you chose the copper. So first off, I would like to tell you a little bit about why you may have chosen the copper. So the copper is here for anybody who sort of needs to throw out an old idea of who they used to be and just come in with this new, fresh outlook on life and outlook on who you are. So copper is here for renewal. Copper is here for when you need to sort of, just shift the energy, exchange the energy in your life, and move forward with a new understanding of who you are as a person. So moving further into your reading, we have the koala spirit, we have the mouse spirit, the hawk spirit, as well as the bobcat spirit. Okay, so group number 2, what I see that you need to hear right now is the fact that your spirit guides, whatever it is that you believe in, be it the universe, be it some sort of religion of any sort, the koala spirit is here to tell you that your spirits have a plan, and to remember that spirituality is always here to guide you and is always here for your highest goods. So it's important for you to make sure that you don't feel pressured to, know exactly everything that goes on in your life and everything that is supposed to happen. Sometimes certain things in life are just unexplainable, and as the bobcat spirit suggests, life is kind of like a mystery. There are things that we still cannot explain, just like, for instance, in card readings, there is no proven theory as to why you choose certain cards, but it certainly doesn't make sense to just call it a coincidence, because, there's a reason why you tune into this reading. There's a reason why you're here right now listening to this, and why you need to know that, you have to renew your energy. The copper spirit is here to tell you that the idea of who you thought you were is old. That is old news. It is not resonating with you anymore. And maybe you've recently sort of had a big glow up, or you've just changed a lot internally. Whatever it is, I see that there is maybe still baggage that is not here for your highest good, that is still sort of holding insecurities and keeping insecurities in places where you do not need to feel insecure whatsoever. So you may have had like a difficult time growing up. You may have been bullied, for instance, or maybe at your workplace, like you've had encounters with people that were less than positive, and it's made you maybe insecure about your looks, about the way you talk, about who you are as a person. But you have to leave that old you behind. You have to forget that, you were once unpopular, or you were once not considered attractive or weird or strange, whatever it is, that all of that doesn't matter. You have to renew your energy. You have to make sure that you don't let that stuff affect you, because most likely everybody who said those kind of things about you, or people who tried to instill that into your mind, they've already moved on. They're not concerned anymore. So I do not want you to hold on to these wrong beliefs. I don't want you to hold on to images of yourself that people have chosen for you. You chose who you are. You choose that you're an amazing person. You choose to be beautiful, and you choose to embrace that. So don't let anybody come in between, and make sure that you just always keep in mind that your life may still be affected by trauma from earlier stages, but whoever caused the trauma is most likely not hung up on it. So why should you be wasting your energy on it? Why should you be wasting precious time and confidence feeling insecure, where you could be glowing up, where you could be the life of the party, and you could feel beautiful and feel good about yourself? So make sure that you instill that in your mind to not allow that to happen, and just day by day look in the mirror and tell yourself, I'm beautiful, I'm worthy, and I'm not going to let anything that anyone has ever said to me make me believe otherwise. So make sure that you say that every single day. And in the mouse spirit, I can see that these little details are what is going to make a huge difference in your life. So oftentimes we look at the big picture and sometimes we can forget about the little things. So if you've been forgetting about these little details, like for instance, looking in the mirror each day and telling yourself that you're beautiful, or just making sure that you're slowly but surely, constantly keeping up with the change that is happening in your life. If you feel like you've been neglecting those little updates each day, put a little magnifying glass to it. Make sure that you tend to it. Make sure that you don't forget about all these little details that can add up into a big picture and have a big impact. And in the hawk spirit, I can see that you just need to trust as well as, like in the koala spirit, the fact that your spirits do have a plan. There's a reason why these two cards showed up, and the universe wants you to know that it has a plan in stock for you and that you must trust. So in times where you feel sort of down, where you feel sort of like you don't know where life is going and you're sort of stressed and afraid, just know that there is a plan for you. Just know that your spirit guides, the universe, is here for your highest good, and what you need to do is put out less resistance in order to just go with the flow and make sure that you only have the best, most positive thoughts about you with you right now. Okay, moving on further into your reading, we have in the near future as well as choosing a new direction, the dragonfly, as well as the winter solstice. So what just goes together really crazily is the fact that we have the copper and then we have the dragonfly. And the dragonfly stands for you sort of emerging out of an old life chapter into a new one. So I definitely see that this is a time where you are moving from an old chapter into a new chapter, and you have to sort of realize that that is happening. You have to realize that, you're ready. It's time to go. Wherever you've been these past few weeks, months, years, you're leaving it behind, okay? There are new things happening for you, and it's important for you to know that you will be going in a new direction, as is suggested in your reading. You're going to be going a route that you maybe never even considered, or that is completely new to you. So with every new direction, with every change of path comes a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of insecurity, but don't let that get you down. Make sure that you work on, emergence, as well as the copper spirit suggests, leave any sort of ideas of yourself behind that don't evolve around you being a go-getter, that don't evolve around you being an amazing, beautiful human being that you are. So leave anything that doesn't correlate with that behind in order to make the best of your future moves. So I see that in the near future, you're going to be able to, truly look back and reflect on this time that is happening right now in your life, as I see in the winter solstice, and you will realize that there was no reason to feel the way you felt. You will think to yourself, thank God I started living my best life after I saw that reading. Thank God I changed the way I thought about myself, and now I'm more confident. Now I feel more beautiful than ever. And now I feel like I can really accomplish big things in life. So I want you to know that that is something that is coming towards you, as long as you listen to your guides and make sure that you trust in the spirits and you tend to all the little details that put together who is you, that put together you and all of the substance that is you. So know that it's okay to change. If you don't change, you're not evolving. So if anybody in your life is sort of giving you a hard time about the changes that you're going through, just ignore any sort of discouraging words, because the only way you can evolve is through change. The only way you can be better and not be in the same place that you were 2 days ago, 2 years ago, 20 years ago is through change. And anybody who does not feel that change is something good, that is their prerogative, but you need to keep in mind that change is the only way that you can grow. And change is also nothing to be embarrassed about, it's nothing to be ashamed about, and you need to embrace all the changes that are coming into your life soon. So group number 2, I hope you enjoyed your reading, and I will see you in my next one. Okay, group number 3, welcome to your reading. So you chose the Kunzite, and I have a little something to tell you about the Kunzite before we get straight into your readings. So who is this stone for? The stone is for anybody who is going through a tough time, who has gone through a major disappointment or a breakup, somebody who needs to reopen, their love channel. So you may feel like you don't really belong, or like, you don't have a place in this world, and the Kunzite is for all of you who need that sort of energy that tells you actually you do belong, actually you deserve to be happy, and you have to love yourself. So that is all that the Kunzite stands for, and there is a deeper meaning why you did choose this stone, not just because it is gorgeous and pink, but let's move on into your reading to find out why. So we have the grasshopper spirit, the owl spirit, the lion spirit, as well as the butterfly spirit. Okay, so first and foremost, in the grasshopper, the owl, as well as the butterfly spirit, we have animals that can fly. Well, these two, the owl and the butterfly can definitely fly. The grasshopper is, a little wonky, but can do a little bit of aerodynamic action, if you know what I mean. You may be of an air sign, maybe an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra. I see very sort of creative, adventurous, exciting energy here. But, either way, even if you aren't one of those signs, you may just be channeling this energy, particularly at this point in your life right now. So to start off, in the grasshopper spirit, it is evident that you have to take a leap of faith, and you have to know that everything's going to be okay. Taking a leap of faith comes with fear. It comes with this sort of build up to, will I do it? Will I not do it? But, at the same time, you also need to remember that taking the leap of faith is not going to kill you, okay? It's not going to have any sort of super negative outcome. It's actually just going to help you grow, and it's going to help you expand where your comfort zone is. Because if your comfort zone is right here, taking more leaps of faith and taking more risks, doing things that aren't normal to you, all of a sudden your comfort zone goes from this size to this size. And just the difference between here and here, all that space in between, there are so many more possibilities for you to be more successful, for you to be more creative, for you to be more happy, more fulfilled. There's so much more in that little space that you can accomplish just by taking more leaps of faith, just by overcoming the fear of, what if? And most of the time, what if something goes wrong? What if you don't succeed on the first try? What if, things don't work out exactly the way you want them to? I mean, usually the worst outcome is just it not going the way you had anticipated, but often, then a different door opens, a different possibility opens, or you see a new way as to how you can get around a problem. So as long as you're very solution oriented and you want to expand that comfort zone in order to be more successful, that is what matters, and that is what you need to know right now. That is what you need to hear right now. You need encouragement to take more leaps of faith, as I feel like maybe you've slowed down on that, or maybe because you've been going through a rough time emotionally, you feel like it's not really your place to be taking leaps of faith, but it is your place, girl. Take that leap of faith. And in the owl spirit, I can see that you're going to be seeing very clearly once you take the leap of faith. You're going to see that all you were doing before was self-sabotaging, was keeping yourself unnecessarily in a spot where you were content, but not really that content, because you're the kind of person that I see that is very brave, very generous, as the lion spirit suggests, as well as very transformative, as we have in the butterfly spirit. And you're not somebody who is comfortable being stagnant. You're not somebody who wants to settle for less in life. You're somebody who wants to accomplish, and you want to share. So the fact that we have the lion spirit, it just tells me that you're somebody who isn't only brave, but you're also very giving, nurturing, and loving. And your dream in life is probably to be successful enough to where you can help your friends and your family out, at least to a certain extent. And you have to be very clear on the fact that that is an amazing trait. But you also need to want that for yourself. You need to want to be able to take care of yourself and look back on your life and think, wow, I was really brave. I really took leaps of faith, and look where it got me to this amazing place. And had I not done that, I wouldn't be here today. So Remember that even where you are right now, you were only able to be this person now just because you did take risks, you did take leaps of faith, you got out of your comfort zone. And just know that if you want to continue growing, taking leaps of faith is essential for you to be doing right now. And in the butterfly spirit, I see that transformation may be painful, realizing that maybe you've been stopping yourself from reaching your greatest potential. Maybe you have sort of been prohibiting you moving forward financially, romantically, emotionally, spiritually. Maybe you have been self-sabotaging, and it's something that a lot of us do, and it's hard to come clean about to yourself and even harder to talk about to other people, but maybe that's just what you need to do. And you have to remember that, transformation can be painful, but you learn so much about yourself. So if you do feel like you've been self-sabotaging or like you've been standing in your own way, know that while transforming can be painful, at the same time, who you become is amazing, because you sort of let your ego stay in one corner and you're on the other side of the room, and you're being completely honest, raw, and real with yourself. And that is something that is hard to do. It takes courage, but at the same time, it builds so much character. It builds you into such a lovely, amazing person that, it's so worth it. So even if putting your ego down may be difficult, just because you are maybe somebody who is very prideful, as I can see in the lion spirit, it's important to be able to do that, even if it's just first in front of yourself. And I know this sounds really crazy, but oftentimes we have big egos in front of ourselves. It's hard for us to admit first and foremost to ourselves that, hey, maybe I haven't been doing all that I can to reach my goals. Maybe I have been self-sabotaging. So just know that coming clean to yourself is the biggest, greatest, and bravest step in transformation. And it's very painful, but once you've overcome that, sky's the limit. You'll be able to accomplish so much more. So moving forward in your reading, we have the fact that there are some better things ahead for you through forgiveness. We have clouds as well as crystals. So first and foremost, I want to talk about forgiveness as well as there being something better ahead for you. So forgiveness is something that is key in life. Forgiveness is something that makes you more successful, that makes you better, stronger, more mature. So know that being that person who is very forgiving also with others makes you not weak. It doesn't make you the pushover, but it makes you actually somebody who is so amazing and so giving and loving, and who is very sure in themselves. So remember that if you sort of feel like you're not quite there yet, if you feel like the transformation is still in full motion, know that there's better things coming for you as soon as you've gone through this difficult time, as soon as you've overcome the sort of heartbreak, heartache, or feeling of not belonging. As I see that once you forgive yourself for all that you've maybe put yourself through, there are amazing things waiting at the other end for you, as we have in your reading. There's something better waiting for you. And in the crystals as well as the clouds, the clouds are all about shape shifting, and that is something that you must do. Shape shift, change, and just figure out what feels comfortable for you. So transformation is not just from one point to the next point. It's not just, I'm transforming from this person to the next. It comes with a lot of different layers. It's very multifaceted. You're going to want to, just like a cloud, continuously change your shape, continuously change who you are, and continuously change until you find that spot where you're like, this is my sweet spot. This is who I want to be. This is how I feel the most comfortable and confident. And then, you're going to stick with that until you need the next transformation, until you need a little bit more shape shifting. So just keep shifting, keep changing, keep re-putting the puzzle together that is you until you feel the most comfortable, because only if you feel comfortable and also confident will you be able to be generous, to be, giving, caring, and loving. And in the crystals, I can see that what you have to do now is focus, okay? You have to focus on this transformation. You have to focus on shape-shifting as well as being generous, just upgrading yourself, your life in general, and just seeing clearly that this is something that can only benefit you, even though it can be daunting and scary. So just like a crystal is kind of like a crystallized mass that just focuses certain energy in one beautiful mineral, I want you to be like that. I want you to focus a lot of that positive, sort of endearing energy. I want you to take that and to focus it and to make sure that you don't let any sort of energy interrupt these frequencies, as I see that it can be very disruptive for you at this time to let any sort of energy in that doesn't serve you, as that may make the transformation a lot slower, a lot more difficult, and you may doubt yourself a lot more. So anybody who is not uplifting, who is not positive, maybe take a little bit of a step back from those relationships or friendships, as I see that right now what you need is uplifting. What you need is some intense self-care, some intense time with yourself, some getting real in order to truly shapeshift and allow, all the better things to enter your life. So group number 3, that is the reading that I received for you. I hope you found it enjoyable, insightful, inspiring, and I will see you in my next video. Okay, group number 4, welcome to your reading. So you chose the ruby. So first off, I want to tell you a little something about why you may have chosen the ruby. So the ruby is here for anybody who needs to sort of spice up their life, especially their sex life. It's for people who want to show that they're not only, cute and sweet, but you can also be sexy, out there, outrageous. So I definitely see that you're sort of in need of a little bit of extra spice in your life, and that's something that you need to know how to do. You need to know how to add that excitement, that sparkle, that joy, that adventure. So yeah, let's move further into your reading to figure out what you need to know about that. So we have the spider spirit, the koi fish spirit, the fox spirit, as well as the antelope spirit. Okay, so group number 3, I see in the fox spirit as well as the antelope spirit that there is very quick energy. There are things happening at a really rapid pace or rapid speed in your life right now, and it's important for you to try and keep up with it. So how can you sort of keep up with life's pace more? So one thing that would be really beneficial for you is to eat brain foods. So for instance, nuts, broccoli, they all have very beneficial effects on your brain as well as your brain power, if you will. And just looking into the perfect balance in your diet, your nutrition, is going to help you sort of keep up with the speed, is going to not let you tire out too quickly. And just like an antelope, you'll sort of be able to keep up and it'll look easy, elegant, and natural. So I definitely want you to look into that aspect of your life, that part of your life, and also to know that, just thinking on your feet and constantly sort of changing the approach when needed is something that is essential for you. So what you have to know is the fact that, yes, there is enough abundance in the world, as the koi fish spirit suggests. There is enough money to go around, there's enough fame to go around, there's enough sort of accomplishments to go around, but at the same time, you need to constantly sort of adjust the angle at which you're working from. So obviously, if you try one approach and it doesn't work out, you need to keep trying from different angles and continue to think on your feet. But I definitely feel like why the koi fish spirit may have showed up in your reading is the fact that maybe you sort of have a little bit of a mindset of scarcity. Maybe you're kind of afraid that there are too many people who have your dream. You may feel like there are too many people who want to accomplish what you want to accomplish, or who are in the same field that you want to, be a part of, and you sort of feel like, how am I ever going to get noticed? How am I ever going to make a dent in this sea of people and in this sea of, just creativity and people with talent, people who know what they're doing? So I want you to know that the spider spirit did show up for a reason. You are in charge of making your dreams a reality. You are in charge of slowly sort of spinning the web of turning your dreams into something that you can hold, that you can touch, that you can smell, that you can celebrate. So group number 4, that is what I want you to know up until this point. Then moving on, I see that it is essential for you to give things time. As you know, in your reading, we have that you have to wait and you have to get more information. So what you need to know is the fact that moving forward in life right now may not be the best idea. While you have to think on your feet and sort of go with the flow as things are happening at a really rapid pace, you also need to just think. You need to take time to get more information before you take steps forward. So life moving and you moving, those are two completely different things, okay? Life is moving really quickly, life is speeding up, but you need to remain calm, you need to remain content, and you sort of need to just go with what life is doing, but don't introduce new things, if you know what I mean. So don't introduce new projects, don't introduce any new ventures, don't introduce new relationships if you can help it, because I see that what you need to do is first gather more information. You need to, think on your feet. Also, what you need to do is observe. So many times in relationships and, with different business ventures, it can be easy to think like, oh, this is a great idea, let me jump right into this, or oh, this is such a nice person, let me tell them my entire life story. And what you really need to do right now is get more information, as I see that it may be harmful for you to start a new venture or a new relationship, a new friendship without getting, extra insight about who this person is or how you can best start this side business, or what is in demand right now in order for you to be a part of the business world, for instance, just an example, but you get the gist of what I'm trying to say to you. And then moving on, we have the waterfall as well as dance. So one thing that you need to know right now is the fact that you must celebrate, you must dance, you must be free, you must sort of just let loose. So I kind of feel like maybe you've been a little uptight recently, maybe you haven't been letting yourself have a good time, a fun time, and you've sort of been just kind of in this mindset of scarcity, like, oh, I don't want to spend money going out, or I feel like if I waste this time, I'm never going to get this time back. I could have worked, I could have studied. And it's important for you to sometimes just chill out and not be so tensed up and just, shift your vibration, use moving and celebrating in order to always put a positive twist on everything. And one thing that I've learned that I want to share with you is the fact that you have to celebrate every little accomplishment in order to invite more accomplishments in. So you probably know about the law of attraction. You probably know that whatever you put out there is basically what you invite back in. So if you put a lot of celebration around every little accomplishment, you invite lots of more accomplishment into your life, be it big or small, because you're celebrating all the accomplishments and because you're taking them gracefully and you're receiving them in a way where you're showing that you're ready for more. The universe then sends more accomplishment, more abundance, and more success into your life. So I want you to know that when you celebrate every single step, just as the waterfall suggests, things start to fall in place effortlessly. Things start to happen effortlessly and without you needing to force them. So definitely give yourself that. Give yourself, the time to recuperate, to celebrate, and to just create this very strong flow, just like a waterfall is. That is maybe something that you're missing in order to truly know how you want to move forward. So yeah, group number 4, that is the reading that I received for you. I hope you enjoyed it and found it insightful, and I will see you in my next video.